And now let's move on to item number 7, comments from council members. We first have Linda Mason, and that's what we heard about a little bit earlier, but welcome Peninsula Museum of Art to San Bruno. And then anything else you'd like to add, please.
Thank you. I am really excited actually to welcome the Peninsula Museum of Art. I think that there's a lot of talk across the country around repurposing malls and how they're going to be repurposed because they're not as used as when they were first built. So I think this is a great idea. I'm hearing that there might be more opportunities for artists within Tan Fran. So I hope that does come to fruition. But just a huge thank you to Tan Fran and Linda Larson and her team, who's been working closely with the person who was in charge of the Peninsula Museum of Art, which is Ruth Waters. And she has actually passed the baton on to Christina Cahill and Megan Camera. In addition, I wanted to also thank Boris Kudrin, who's an artist locally here in San Bruno, who's really helped to build that relationship, I should say, between Tan Fran and the Peninsula Museum of Art. So for those of you who are interested in visiting, they're open at 11 a.m. They are preferring appointments right now as they build up their volunteer base. And they are also looking for volunteers. So if you haven't been, I think you should definitely check it out. It's a really nice space. They have an original Benny Buffano. They have artwork by Joe Hansen, who had originally had this piece that's now in Tan Fran in one of the larger museums in San Francisco. I also wanted to just say that I checked out the Cappuccino High School art exhibit this past weekend, and that was being shared at the Society of Western Artists. And we have some really talented high school students, I must say. And the one painting I wanted was not for sale. They wanted to keep it for themselves. But if I don't know, I apologize if it's still up. I think it was just for the week, but just a congratulations to CAP students. Just really well done exhibit. So that's it for me. Thank you. Thanks, Mayor Medina.
Thank you, Councilmember. Other colleagues have Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Yes, and first want to apologize for in advance for the length of my comments. With that, first, thank you to everyone who participated in the bulky cleanup. That was staff, the volunteers, and the residents. You know, getting things disposed the right way, avoiding putting stuff into the landfill when it could be diverted and recycled is really important. We proved again that by working together, we get more done. On a similar note, the next community cleanup event is on May 25th, 9:45 a.m. to noon, with the lunch provided. Stay tuned on social media for a time and for the exact location. This is a group of various residents that get together, clean up parts of our town. It's been wonderful working with everyone. Second, I have been asked by residents regarding the usage of private property and public streets for construction project storage. For years, private property and streets have been used by the city's contractor to store their materials and operation their construction laydown yard. This activity needs to be better managed, kept cleaner, and if staff could please review these operations and get these locations cleaned up, and please report back with all the legal requirements. I will also be formally requesting the creation of a downtown improvement ad hoc committee. It's something that was brought up at a previous meeting. We also need to start planning on how to resume the various community activities, how to have a posy parade. Apparently, we're not going to have a community day. How will we have music in the park? I was recently asked if Relay for Life could come back to San Bruno just yesterday. And with these items, we need to wait to find out how the conditions change and whether we can really be allowed to have them. But things are looking good as we're in the yellow tier. We also specifically need to know where our youth will be playing soccer this upcoming season. Currently, the Crestmore fields are locked and no one could access them. What will this council do to assure there will be an adequate space to play for our community? Lastly, as we move into this yellow tier, we need to remain careful. We got this far. Let's not blow it. Let's keep on doing the right thing. Thank you.
Mr. Brady, I thought you had more. Dude, couldn't get the space bar hit fast enough. Sorry. Councilmember Salazar.
Just really quick, and I was just looking at the participant list, and I see that Mr. Wapinski isn't on the call anymore. But I wanted to comment on a remark he made about our council packets not being indexed, and in fact they are indexed. And if people download them and open them in the Adobe PDF reader, they will have access to the index. Versus if they look at them in a web browser, then they don't see that that those things are indexed. So if perhaps we can get someone in staff to post those instructions somewhere, it might help with people's frustration in trying to get through those, especially long packets.
Thank you. Mr. Hamilton?
I was going to make the same suggestion about the indexing, because I'm like, wait, mine's indexed. So, thank you, Michael, for making that suggestion.
And thank you, everybody, for the meeting, and again, for the proclamations and the work that our public safety folks do, and the others. I appreciate it, and thank you to staff for your time and your presentations this evening. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and we'll adjourn our meeting to the next regular city council meeting, which will be held on May 25th, 2021 at 7 p.m. And thank you to all, and please be safe and have a good evening.